Welcome, anime lady fans. How you guys doing? LegendDVash as always, and with my crew, SamTheMangaMan right here, Ray and James down below, and we're here as always for another My Hero Academia coverage of the manga, not anime. So if you're only anime watcher, get the hell out of here. But if you read the manga, go ahead and read that because we're here talking about chapter 274, the John Hunt. No, sorry, no,
It's
that's
a
the wrong one.
search.
Search. I was reading the real
John.
people that actually do the translation.
Who's John? Who why
Yeah, who is John? Who's John?
Sorry, the search.
And why is he
274.
hurt? Yeah.
My fault. 274 search. And it was definitely a quirk for that, but we'll talk about that. So let's, as always, we kick it off by knowing James and Ray reaction to his first impressions. Let's go. Whoever wants to go first, because we know James going to go first, because that's how Ray kicks it off, right, Ray?
Nope. But no, this chapter, something happened that doesn't happen very often in manga. Endeavor was so fast that he bent the panel.
Yeah, that was so dope.
That.
I was going to
He's
talk
so
about that.
fast, he bent the panel, and I loved it. I didn't know how this fight was gonna go, and this fight was like, this fight was so good.
He knew that he can't touch him, and he knew, you know what I gotta do? I gotta be quicker than him. And once I saw that panel bent it, I was like, yo, Sam, look at that. Sam, look at that. And it was just amazing. It was just like, you don't
Endeavor once again proving that he really is the #1 hero. I don't want no Endeavor slander. Period. None. Okay? This man just went toe-to-toe with a new big bad guy. And he tells you here, he's got the regeneration and the speed that he was not expecting. So he even, with having new information in real time being forced upon him, was able to adjust and still do just fine.
The main point was to not get touched, and that's what he kept the key point.
I mean, and that's what we said. We said that Endeavor, he has the range. Like he has the skills to not get touched by somebody if he doesn't want to get touched. Mm-hmm. You know.
And what love he said is that anyone who can move without touching the ground needs a form a perimeter, and like people knew what he said. But James, what did you think about it?
Dude, I love this chapter. Watching Endeavor, like Ray already said, like it just proves why he's the #1 hero. It shows how he thinks during a fight. It shows his tact, his strategy, and how fast his reflexes are. When he realized that Shigaraki put his hand through the fire, the way he maneuvered just to get out of the way, I thought that was really dope. Watching Deku, there's so much to talk about.
There's so much here.
Watching Deku look around, looking at the situation, watching all of these heroes, watching all of these people trying to get to safety, and he realizes what he has to do to save everyone. And this is the day that All Might spoke to him about all of those months back, that he will have to fight this version of All for One. So much to talk.
All right, so let's get straight to it. So first, let's discuss. What did you think of the first interaction? Does this go the way you thought it would be for Endeavor versus the one bad Shigaraki? Like, did you expect this, or you expected to
this
be?
This is the way I wanted it to go. This is the way I wanted it to go. Like there were so many ways this could have gone, and this is honestly the best way it could have gone, if you ask me. But there's so much that happens. So much. I mean, they confirmed that he has all the quirks that was already in.
That was pile up.
Which is like, oh no. But also like, oh my God, yes. Because that takes away a bunch of BS that could have happened that would have taken us away from what we want to get to.
Agree.
This is actually moving a lot faster than I anticipated. I anticipated him to kind of like delay a little bit more in this confrontation that we're potentially about to get. And he's like, no, it's happening now. And I'm like, oh.
In one chapter, we see, and I could be wrong, you guys can correct me, but we see like 5 quirks from Shigaraki just in this one chapter.
Yeah, we do.
We see
hyper regeneration.
Uses search, hyper regeneration, some sort of energy blast against Endeavor.
So I think that was like the wind blast. Like, you know how he had the wind pressure?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have that, and then it's either super strength or propulsion, where he just jumped into the air and just was heading towards Deku.
I think that's
Yeah.
like super strength because
So
he
I'm
just.
like, is that super strength, or it could be some kind of propulsion quirk? But either way, that's like 5 quirks that we see instantly just from this one chapter. There's this one moment where we see Shigaraki get the hands that he usually puts on his face.
Yes.
And he also grabbed the cork bullets.
Bullets.
Yep, he grabbed them.
So I'm thinking, like our theory from last week, I think he's going to erase Endeavor's quirk. And I don't know. It's going to be up to...
Actually, I don't think he erases Endeavors. I think it's Bakugo.
I think it's Bakugo or Shoto, one of them. Because let's just save that for a bit in the end. But I want to ask Sam real quick. What did you think of Endeavor and Shigaraki? Not that after we did the reaction, not that sit with you. How did you feel about that?
It was a great fight, definitely for sure. And that panel thing, we're gonna see that in the anime. We've seen how great the animation for Endeavor was in that last season 4 episode. We are definitely gonna be seeing the same thing into this.
Just evolve, improve.
So what we saw from season 4, that was just a piece. This is the real stuff. This is something that you guys gonna have to hold on to 2 more seasons for. And
what abilities does this guy have? Hell's Curtain? I've never
That looked amazing.
That was cool.
Hell's Curtain was literally like a whole shower curtain of fire.
I hate to tell you, like this, I love Fire Force, but like Endeavor's fire abilities are insane and probably some of the best I've seen, period, in anime and manga. Like they're so good.
The Hell Spider technique.
Yes. It's so good.
He's using fire at such a concentrated level that it's like a laser whip. Like hundreds of laser whips.
I love it. Endeavor is so good. He's so strong. And Sam died. Because he's so strong.
He'll come back. And we got Sam back. Shigaraki did not kill him. He just did not get decay. He came back.
Or I just used the hyper regeneration just to come back.
Oh, he probably definitely did.
No, this is definitely a no move, so it's fine.
But going back to conversation, let's gonna end off with Shigaraki getting the bullets and getting the hands. He wants to feel whole, like what Ray said behind the scenes while Sam was coming back. What do you guys think? Who's controlling who? Shigaraki's controlling himself, or the quirk asking to be completed to get the one for all?
I think the quirk has a mind of its own, while Shigaraki, he's the main physical decider, just to choose everything whoever he wants to. He has full control.
But
and
the one kind of hard to tell because
there's one line. It's something inside me is urging me on, telling me to go after it.
And he's saying it's down there
to get one for all, and then he's saying it out loud and not even realizing it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, what's happening?
Is that he repeated to himself to Endeavor, and then Burning said it, and then Deku knew, and that
everyone heard. Everyone heard.
Everyone who's listening heard it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then once that happened, that connected to the next arc of this chapter. We get Deku and Burning, and then we get the beautiful double spread of not double spread, the double page of 12 and 13. The beautiful panel of Deku on top and Shigaraki, and then it literally says it's down there. Deku knows and Shigaraki knows. They both know what's gonna happen next. And then we get the search quirk of the Pussycats. Did you guys knew that was gonna happen? Like it literally foreshadowed what is gonna be at the end of the page.
No, so that's the quirk that he's using. He's using he's using her quirk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't think of it until Shigaraki gave the line that he got all for one's quirks. So shit, now he has search. So man, Deku can never run from him.
Which is so that's what I'm like. How do we get where do we go from here? Now that we have this how do they keep Deku away from him?
There has to be a range.
Yeah,
but that has to be stronger than the Pussycat that originally owned it, but there has to be a range.
Right.
But then curious is that I forgot the quirk. How's it used?
They're obviously going to ask her what the limitations of her quirk are and how to beat it. So. Yeah,
because is it Shigaraki using the quirk to find Deku, or is he finding the quirk, or how it does it work? What's the?
I think he was looking for the quirk. Because you guys remember, if we saw the movie spoilers, by the way,
yeah,
9 could see specific quirks that he wanted.
Yep.
Remember?
Yeah.
And so this is very similar to that.
And like we know that from the movie, 9 can't absorb one for all because like one for all is like multiple quirks.
He tried, but there were too many quirks.
Yeah,
that's what they told us. But
all can't be taken at all.
Right, exactly.
What's going to happen next is going to be interesting because it's telling him to go get it, but how do you? You're not going to make Deku.
Well, see, the thing is, I think there's a cheat code for for where
original
the quirk came from.
Yeah,
that's where the quirk came from.
Like he has the unlimited power to take as many quirks as he wants. Is what I'm thinking.
I mean, it's literally just a part of that quirk.
And remember, technically, the one for all quirk used to be within one for all himself. He just couldn't control it, and now.
And no, it's not that he couldn't control it. He just gave it to his brother to like make him not quirkless.
Really, I thought from the beginning of the chapter, he says like, they're out of everything that all for one sought to possess, the one power that didn't behave, he saw fit.
It was basically he didn't like it and he gave it to his brother because he was like, here's this stupid quirk that's a stockpiling quirk, so he didn't like it, so he gave it to his brother.
I thought he was
trying to bring them closer, and then his brother ended up using the quirk to turn it against him.
Yep. And then, but I have a question: how do you guys feel when Deku heard about the 1-4 and everything? How do you feel that Baku was the one that brought him back to center and attention, the saying that the people's safety comes first? And because the hero protects everyone. How do you guys feel about Bakugo the one to bring him there?
Actually, I saw that completely different. I thought that him and Bakugo were on the exact same page. It's just that Bakugo is so good at reading the room that he already knew what Deku was thinking before he even said anything.
Yep.
So when we get that dialogue, they're already on the same page, and then they just leave.
Yep. He knows, like Bakugo, because All Might brought him in too, and so he knows like the severity of this. He knows like how dangerous this is. Like he knows this situation is gonna be bad, and that Deku's gonna need help. So yeah.
And like from what we see from the last page in the panel, Shigaraki sees both Deku and Bakugo going away from the huge crowd. And it's like this way, leading them all to like anyway where there's no civilians, all to the wasteland, and to have.
He says maybe I can lead him to a deserted area.
Yeah.
So the thing is, will Deku have to tell Endeavor about One for All so he can understand?
I'm sure they're gonna bring him in after this if he makes it out of this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was gonna say that Endeavor probably won't ask questions now, but he would tell him like, okay.
I mean, Endeavor might also kind of figure it out because
and plus with Deku connected to All Might, Deku's hanging out All Might, he'll probably figure out, okay, I see the deal, let's work together. You tell me the whole story later. So like Ray said, if he survives this. I have a question. So we see Ochako, we see Shoto the panel before. Who do you think will follow them? Ochako?
Ochako's absolutely going to follow them.
I think Ochako's going to follow them because as we saw, like when we went back to Shigaraki's point of view and we see Bakugo and Deku going for it, there's that third light behind them. I think that's going behind them, coming with them as well. It's just that,
but that could also be Horikoshi like leading us on. That could be somebody else. That could be the traitor for all we know.
That could be connected back to what had never been said in almost 100-something chapters that's kind of forgotten. So it is probably possible as well. But who do you think will die? Because we saw with him coming out that he's crying, he's happy and joy with something, with a certain character will meet the demise. Well, now we're leading into that.
Well, from the movie, Deku and Bakugo lost the first fight against 9. And we know that they're going to be losing this fight. It's just that someone's going to have to go over there and get them out away before Shigaraki can catch up to them, and he can use his search quirk, anything away that to buy.
This is when this is when Deku's going to learn how to use float. He's going to get him and whoever else is there out of there. And I mean, when I say float, like he's going to be able to fly, and I mean fly, because he's going to have to get out of there fast.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be something like I hate to say it, but I think we're going to get to the point where Shigaraki has used too much of the power too soon and can't really control all of it. And so that's how they're going to end up, I think, managing to get away. And that's when the rest of the group, because remember, he called his boys, they on their way. That's when they're going to show up, and everybody else is going to be like, hey, yo, we can't win this. We got to go.
I don't think even the doctor could completely eliminate the what am I looking for? The word I'm looking for. The
defects?
Yes, the side effects of using your quirk for a really long time. Sorry, couldn't get that word out.
Oh yeah, because he did get out at 80%, so that 20% still.
Did he get out at 80%? I thought it was like 75.
It was 80.
Yeah.
No,
Wasn't it 80? It kept going up, even though the glass was cracked and everything. It was still going up to its percentage.
Okay.
Yeah,
but comments will let us know.
I still think that his physical body has limitations. Him decaying most of that city, him using all of these other quirks, and going into a fight against Deku, Bakugo, and Endeavor, I think that will tire him out. I think that will give them a good opening to escape. I don't think anyone dies from this group of people just yet.
It's going to be interesting that Ochako goes and follows Deku.
If she goes. I think she does.
No, she most likely will, because remember the interaction of what our boy Deku and Shigaraki had at the first time at the mall. Once they were looking, for each other at the mall, and then Ochako asked him like, "Oh, who's that person?" It's gonna be so interesting, like months later, to see the interaction happen once more. But then all these people are so different from what happened then. That's gonna be very fascinating.
I mean, I don't really think that matters, to be honest, because she didn't really know then, and he didn't tell her. He wouldn't tell her. And so it's gonna be one of those things where if she does go, I don't know. I'm sensing a kind of Hinata pain type situation.
That's what I get. That with Ochako and Deku and stuff. Sort of.
Because I mean, let's be honest. Deku doesn't really have much to fight Shigaraki currently, as he currently is. He doesn't have a lot. He has Black Whip, but he barely knows. He just used it really well for the first time we've seen.
He already just flew like that.
But that's more in a support role. We haven't seen him use it in combat.
Yeah.
So Deku really doesn't have much to fight him, because he knows that he can't touch him. He can't let him touch him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I'm like, is he going to be relying on Bakugo and Endeavor in this fight, which would suck, but it makes sense because he can't do a whole lot.
I think this is where we get to see him use Black Whip from an offensive standpoint, because he can grab things and throw them at Shigaraki.
Or maybe we would get 2 quirks that come out of this now.
I mean, who knows, dude?
I was just thinking, imagine if you have Black Whip and one other quirk you could use is some type of electric power. Imagine if you throw the Black Whip and you have some type of electric, going through the Black Whip, and you could hit the person.
That seems too Spider-Man, where he's using electrical.
I mean, maybe. I just think that it's going to be something. I think it's. I'm not going to say that that's not interesting, but I think that it will be something far more interesting than that. I think. It's going to be like an
I'm just throwing it as a random idea.
It's
possible.
I'm also thinking the extent of how much Shigaraki's hyper regeneration can go, because we see him either getting his arm back, and we do know that his left arm, or I think it was his left arm, is literally kind of messed up. It's still messed up. Maybe he's just willing to replace his arm right there and right then, just so that he has both his arms again. He can still use his decay, or no matter what. Shigaraki's on his hands.
Yeah, because they never burned the Jesus out of it.
Exactly. I'm guessing so he's literally using the hands that covers his face and his whole bodies as his replacement.
I mean, it's definitely regenerated, but yeah, Endeavor burned the bejesus out of that hand. It's so
that is true, but they're gonna heal by the time Deku and Bakugo meet again.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know.
I mean, technically, we learned how hyper regeneration worked, because it doesn't if you don't get the quirk. If you get the quirk after you had the injuries before, because remember, he messed up his entire arm fighting Redestro, and I don't think that arm was able to heal up again. So you're gonna have to replace that hand.
Might be a weaker
with a different
arm.
Hand. Yeah. And so right now, at the moment, Shigaraki is only fighting with one full hand.
So I think that was to make a parallel to Deku's arm, if that makes sense. Remember when Deku really messed up his arm the first few times he used his full strength. I think it was kind of it's to show the parallel in that respect. So I think that he could still use it, but yeah, it's just not as strong as it could be.
Yeah. So it just seems to more to find out and see where the story leads and where we
potentially.
Go.
I mean, this is all speculation. We're not confirming any of this.
Yeah. So any last thoughts, guys? James, any last thoughts on what you think about the chapter? How you feel? Where the story's going? Any speculation? What's gonna happen? Who's gonna probably die? Ochako, maybe. Who knows?
I don't see any of them dying. As far as who's going to follow them, I'm not sure, but I don't see any of them dying right now. I feel like we have to see so much more from the villains. I feel like they would feel more of a sense of dread if they're just beaten to a pulp instead of just characters dying. I personally don't see it going there, but I love seeing Bakugo. I hope that this next chapter we get to see more of anything Bakugo does. I'm here for it. He's such a brilliant strategist, a brilliant tactician. He's so powerful, and watching him and Deku work together, I can't wait to see that again against Shigaraki. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I think we're about to see a similar thing play out than when they fought 9 the first time, where they couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I think.
I think that's what they're going to find out. They can't do anything against the Shigaraki.
We still need to see what else Shigaraki can do. They have to lose, and then they'll win later on. But they will.
They're going to lose a few times against this guy. I think it's going to be like small skirmishes, and each time they learn a little bit more, but they're going to lose every time.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think Deku will be able to go up against Shigaraki until he can go at least 80% himself, 90%, and be able to control that with the 3-4 quirks.
And let's be honest, like Shigaraki's also going to learn as time goes on as well.
More about his own quirks.
Yeah.
Both of them are learning more about their own quirks right now at this moment. So that's going to be pretty.
But Shigaraki got the lead in that point.
I was honestly surprised by this chapter because Horikoshi is just, he has a way of like setting things up to where he like, oh, he obviously he's going to do this. And he's like, actually, no. And if he is going to do it, not right now. And so I loved this chapter. I'm really excited to see what's happening because I feel like he's finally got to that point where he's giving you all of the little tiny bits that he needed to get out. And it took a little longer, but he got all the little tiny bits out. And so now we can get that big stuff happening and just keep going. You've already seen he's paying attention to those little small things that he wants you to pay attention to. Like him grabbing the bullets in that one little tiny panel mattered so much that it's like they still have other plans that they haven't enacted on yet. Yep. So I need to know where this is going and what it's doing. So I'm excited. Great. Let's keep going.
I think someone is going to die. Someone very important that could have been very used in a lot more story building, character, and all that stuff. And they're gonna have to die. A lot of people are not gonna be happy. They're gonna complain and stuff, and then be like, "You could have done so much more for this character and go so much more." It's mainly because everybody loves that character, and it's been built so really, really well, and nobody either expected it or they didn't expect it. Their death. But I know that a lot of people are not gonna be angry, but it's gonna be needed for this kind of story because we know that Deku needs to get away from Shigaraki by the end of this arc. Because there's no way Shigaraki can take the one for all quirk right there and then. And like, what kind of stories can you come up with right afterwards if Shigaraki has both one for all and all for one quirk into his body?
We just have to see where that goes and where it leads. So let us know, guys, in the comment section below. What did you guys think about this chapter? Who's gonna die? What's your theories? What's speculation? Aizawa, Eraserhead. Who knows gonna be?
I'm not even thinking about them no more.
Yeah, forget about them. So let us know what you guys think about in the comment section below. Like the video as well. Gladly appreciate it. Thank you very much. And subscribe if you want more anime content. Press the button notification to upload videos. Another day, guys. Tell us next time.
Peace.